Good day. My name is Martin Schweiger, and I am a patent attorney in Singapore, and I'm also a powerlifter. And today I take you with me on my daily walk. And the MRT, can you see? Ooh. That's called MRT, which is an acronym for Mass Rapid Transportation System, maybe. It's something like a subway, but I would say the majority of the distances are not sub, but up. So it's an up way. And I walk you today to an industrial estate in Singapore. And maybe we meet an old friend of mine. Oh, there's another subway. Can you see? It's not a subway. Yeah. You know my plan, right? Today is 31st of January 2025, and I signed up for the Singapore National Powerlifting Meet, which takes place from the 21st to the 23rd of February. So I have 3 weeks plus 1 day for my competition. I tried a bit harder today. My training was not bad, so I believe I'm decently prepared, not ashamed, but also, of course, not world class, world rank class, but that's not my goal. I started this vlog to let you take part in my weight loss program because, yeah, I said I have a month. My body weight was 110 plus something. I signed up for the 105 kg weight class. That means I need to lose 5 kg in 1 month, which is not too ambitious. So I made it 8 kg. That's ambitious in 1 month. I'm pretty much within my goals, I assume. No, should work. No alcohol at all. And intermittent fasting, 16 hours fasting window, and 8 hours where I can eat. Someone calling me. I'm walking now. What you see here are two microphones. I've upgraded my equipment, and what I wanted for a long time are the distant the microphones, because the iPhone microphone is quite sensitive when it comes to wind. So these come with little fur that should take away most of the noise. Yeah, I have also some sort of gimbal motor. So wherever I push my phone, then the rotary bases would turn the phone. It's always facing to me. But now with my weight loss. So, you know, Tuesday and Wednesday is fasting day. Really tough. I try to lose 4 kg in those 2 days. And usually I gain between 2 and 3 kg after the fasting, which is okay because the fasting comes with more goals than just losing weight. Fasting is also meant to reset certain body functions, to move my body into autophagy, which means that it would eat up all the less efficient or no more used cells. As you can see, I have lost almost 30 kg since 1 year earlier. And usually when you have people who lose so much weight, then they would have wrinkles all over the place, especially here at the throat and whatever. So I believe I look quite decent for such a weight loss. So I can go further down, which is my goal. I've installed a continuous blood glucose meter right on my second fasting day, and that comes with a reason. When I started with this program, I had a severe metabolic disorder, which means that my entire blood values were a mess. And that was restored. And the first step was to bring my blood sugar in order. And what I liked very much was that I got the sensor that shows me my blood sugar, and so whenever I eat something 1 hour later, or so 1 hour 20 minutes later, I would see whether this would peak my blood sugar spike, they call it. And so when you have this continuous blood glucose meter, then you would almost immediately see what causes such a spike. And then you simply mark it, don't eat it anymore. If I would run a course, I ever run a course with my knowledge, then the first thing I would do is with the people get this blood glucose meter continuous, and what you see here. Ooh, I love these industrial estates. There's so much to see that reminds me to my childhood. Yeah, I really like it. So I installed this continuous blood glucose meter. The last that I had is more than 6 months ago. Far too long. I should do this more often. And very interesting. I found out that my body is quite robust when it comes to carbohydrates. I remember 1 year ago, I just had to literally to look at some carbohydrate, and then my blood sugar would spike a lot. And today I can eat carbs. Like, you remember my episode? Was it yesterday? Where I went to my friend Peppo to have a nice pasta, Italian pasta, almost no spike. The blood value was something, 7 point something. That's it. And then it was not yesterday, the day before yesterday, Wednesday, after the fasting and the dry fasting. And yeah, so I tried a few things. It's not really, what was not really an issue anymore. I believe I'm quite healthy right now when it comes to my blood glucose. I may create an episode where I don't walk, but I show you a few of the images compared this 1 year ago and now of the blood glucose over time. Measured with a continuous blood glucose meter. I really recommend this to everyone. Anyone who has a problem with metabolic disorder, metabolism. Another thing that I found it very intriguing, is a measurement of the VO2max. That's something that tells you whether your body is processing oxygen. And I found another way to measure it on a stepper that comes with a power meter, and I measure my pulse. So these are two important measurements. And then it gives you a value between something 10 and 100. And did I promise too much? This is a very nice view, right, of the industrial estate in Singapore. Here, there's a factory for furniture. Quite interesting. Dogs barking. I like it. Yeah. Okay, he waited until I was gone. Now he dares to come out. So, VO2 max, it's always good to measure with several methods independently. Then you know whether your measurements are right or not. And the Oura Ring app, Oura Ring, very important. Oura Ring is my most important measurement instrument in my healing. The Oura Ring has a measurement based on walking. So you walk a certain distance as fast as you can, and then according to the time lapsed, you get a rating in your VO2 max. Of course, that is limited to maybe 30, because at one point in time he's no longer walking, he's running. And I don't run because after my knee surgery, I try to not put too much uncontrolled load on my left knee after that accident. Yeah. So, but at least I could do 30. Then I looked around, what else could I do? And then there's this stepping test, which means you give a constant load by stepping 40 centimeters up and down and down and up and up and down. And then you do that for a predetermined time. And then you measure your pulse. And then my measurement was 60, which is for a 60-year-old very good. Because the VO2 max decreases per year of your life 1% down or so, right? But mine is 60. And I'm very sure I didn't have 60 1 year ago. And by doing all my walks, and since September or so, my assault bike interval training, I really cranked it up. And you can crank it up no matter how old you are. And it's a measurement that tells you how much oxygen your body can process under load. And that's, I believe, quite an accurate measurement. I'm a mechanical engineer by training, and motorbike mechanic by training. And while you cannot really measure the power of a car, or the power of a car by measuring the fuel consumption, because you can also pump fuel through the cylinders and it wouldn't be faster. But what really makes a difference is the amount of air consumed for internal combustion. And the same applies also to the body. I found that many aspects of the human body when it comes to metabolism can be explained with a knowledge as a mechanic. It's maybe a bit similar because when you're a mechanic and you need to repair a complicated engine, you seldom understand the entire engine. But the problem is you need to get it to run, and then from there you optimize it. And then I find repairing my own metabolism without pharmaceuticals was a similar task as repairing an engine. So yeah, so the VO2 max value is a measurement for the power, metabolic power of your body. And this has been studied for a very long time. And you can do it with very simple means at home in a staircase if you want. And or today, I found a new method. I use it on a stepper, and the stepper in our gym comes with a power meter. And I have a pulse measurement device, a chest belt, and that's quite precise, I assume. Apple Watch would do the same thing, or a pulse measurement watch. And all what you need to do is you put in a certain load as a power in watts, do that for 6 minutes and measure the pulse. And out comes a measurement for the, using a table that you find in literature, a measurement for your VO2 max. And that one was 64, even higher than what I did with the stepping test. So I believe I'm quite okay. Maybe not as fit as when I was 21, but maybe comparable to 30. Not bad for a 60-year-old. Anyway, you see we are still in the industrial estate, very quiet. Chinese New Year, one of the last days. Yeah. So, today we talked about VO2 max and about blood glucose. Tomorrow, I do a calcium CT scan of my chest. I just want to make sure that I don't have these calcium plaques. Unlikely that this is the case, but you never know. And yeah, I will tell you. After that, I go again for a walk and I tell you what I have seen. Okay? See you tomorrow. Goodbye.